Hi everyone. Good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for Cricut Chat. And I hope that I can get some people to come on and watch as we make some beautiful 3D flowers, including this beautiful poppy. And there's a daisy, and also there's a Gerber Daisy. So these all come from the same cartridge or image set in Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to show you how to good morning Maria. I'm going to show you how to Amy. Good morning Amy and Emmy. I'm going to show you how to manipulate the images so that, yes, they can be cut on the Joy or any of the other machines, but also to resize them. And then what are we going to do? We're going to put them together so you can see how they go together. These actually do have stems. Pardon me. Oh, I didn't talk all morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. So this is a stem. I'm going to show you what I use for the stem, but if you don't have these stems, you can't get your hands on these stems, which I think they're available. Somebody checked for me. I think they're available on Amazon. You don't have to put them on the stems, but I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? Hi, Vicki. Good morning. Hi, Pat. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So this image, these 3D images, if you remember, when we were putting together, where is it? We were putting together these peonies. I showed you an image set that is really, it's an oldie but goodie, let's call it that. And when we put together these peonies, you had to resize them. The same holds true for this particular one, or these particular flowers, okay? So let me just jump right in and show you. I was having a little trouble with my, good morning, Wanda. Thank you for sharing, Emmy. Okay, so let's say we start off blank slate. And by the way, this image set is a part of Cricut Access. So if you are a Cricut Access customer, you will get, you can get these for free. And there are quite a number of different flowers to choose from. I just chose 3 of the more popular ones. Well, actually 4 if you count the peony, but there are other ones in there, including a ranunculus and some other ones as well. So we're going to start with the blank screen, and we're going to go to images. And we're presented with our search the images, which we can put our search term in there. We could put in poppy and see what comes up. But I know that this image set exists, so I'm going to go to image set, and it's called I think it's called 3D Floral Home Decor. So I'm going to put in the word floral to this grouping of image sets. Yep. Oh, please tell me that I'm not going to have trouble today. Okay, it's, well, let me see. This is not even alphabetical. I got to tell you, I'm not terribly pleased with the search engine. It's just, it really can be frustrating, and I apologize because I know they keep making all these changes and it doesn't, things don't work. So now I can't show you where to find them. That's really frustrating. Okay, well, this is where you would find it, is under image sets, but let's go back and see if we can't find it under the search engine. So let's type daffodil and see if that works. No, I got nothing. Okay, this is not working at all. So that's the beauty of live video. So I can't show you that part, but what I can show you is a project that I created before I came online. And we'll see how that goes. I hope we don't have a problem with that one. Okay, so here we go. I created a project. Where is it? Where is it? Also not in order. Boy, I am batting 1,000 today. I created a project that was... Let's see. Cannot find them. Wow. Wow, guys, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So I may have to. Well, let's just move on. We're going to move on. We're going to can the design space part, and we'll work on putting together the flowers, because that's just frustrating waiting for it to load. I apologize, everyone. So let me show you how this poppy goes together. It's really fun. It's all made out of paper. The center is really interesting. Yeah, Kristen, the search leaves little to be, leaves a lot to be desired, let's say. And usually I do well with it, but I don't know. They might be making some changes now. Who knows? But whatever. We're going to, we're flexible people, and so we're going to work on it, okay? Or we're going to work around it, I should say. So let's talk about this poppy. This poppy is really fun. I don't know if you know, but poppies are really fun and actually very symbolic. When I was a kid, especially so, when I was a kid, there were people, and I'm not sure what organization, it might have been the Salvation Army or something, or maybe it was the Veterans of Foreign War. I think it was the Veterans of Foreign War. They would sell these little tiny poppies, and everybody would wear them on their jackets or their coats, to remind them. It was actually World War I. I'm not that old, but but this is something that I remember. You'd get a little poppy, and I'm not sure if it was blue or red. I think it was red, but there was something blue about it. And then and people would wear these. So I have always associated poppies with Veterans Foreign War and also World War I. And World War I, I believe, I might be mistaken, but I believe that Memorial Day was started after World War I, and in recognition of people who have died. It's different than like Veterans Day, because that honors all veterans. This just honors and memorializes people who have passed in a war. So that's what Memorial Day is about. And so I always associate these beautiful poppies with them. It really is a very simple flower to put together. The poppies consist of these very flappy leaves. There's 6 leaves, and so they cut them out in this paper with these. They're kind of like, I don't know if it sort of shows you, but it's sort of they're flippy floppy. I don't know how else to say that, but they're I don't know, wavy. So in order to do the wavy on them, what I do is I condition the leaves quite a bit. And they're not going to go like they kind of go wavy, and you can see that in the cut a little bit. So first I condition the leaves because I got to soften up that paper a little bit, okay? And you can do it the other way, but very carefully, because this paper, the inside of this one here is very ginger, and you can very easily cut them off. Okay, so there's the first one, and the paper's softer, and then I'm going to use my little scraper here, and I'm going to kind of make the waves at the cut, right, like right here where it dips in. I'm making kind of waves on the leaves or the petals. That makes sense? And that to me looks a lot more authentic, okay? So let's do the little wave here and a wave here. Go all the way down to the middle. Again, being very careful. And the wave here. So there's our first petal. And then here's the second one. We're going to do the exact same thing, which is condition that paper so that it easily folds and gets that waviness to it. Okay, and then we're going to do the little waves like this. See that? Okay. I don't want to really bend it too much, but a wave is a good thing. Now, I've got a friend in Peabody whose mother is a gardener, and I remember she used to come, usually in the summertime, she would have these, I think they were Japanese poppies. So this color, it looked like this color. It was like a really deep red, and so that's what these remind me of too. Okay, so really the leaves are done, and all we have left is the stamen. And this stamen's really interesting because you see it has this cut straight across here, and then it has these, what we would know as really more of stamens, right? And what there's no directions on this, but what I've figured out is if you fold this part in half like this, make sure it's down real good, and they do give you this little tiny piece to put in, and I just tuck it here at the this is going to be the center right here. That's going to be the center. Now, if you have a quilling tool, that's fine, but if you don't, you can use the tweezers, okay? And you're going to grab the inside. This is the edge. You see how I folded it? And we're going to start to roll it around. And it's thick, so you have to be careful because you see how it kind of bows out here a little bit? That's okay. Just keep at it very, very softly, gently, slowly, and it will yield a really interesting result. So you see that? That's the result. It gives you that yellow part where the pollen would be. And then you continue on past that piece, continuing to roll it. And till the end. Now you do have to use a glue gun for this. Sorry, folks. I know how much glue guns are not, they're not my favorite anyway. So I'm going to put glue on the very tip of this, the end. And being careful because we don't want to burn ourselves. We're going to close it up like this. Okay, hold it for a second. And then you can open up the little petals here, the stamen petals or whatever you want to call them. I should really look up what the actual names of these things are, but I don't. So, and there is the stamen. Isn't it beautiful? Really, really pretty. So putting this together, if we want to put it together on these stems, which we, in this case, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's pretty simple. You need to be able to get your hands on this kind of thing. I don't know, but someone looked it up and said it was available at Amazon. It's by We Are Memory Keepers. It's called the Flower Stem Kit. You get 10 stems with the actual workings of the flower. You can see here, and then you also get some wire and what have you, some tape, but we're not that interested in that part. This works, I guess, with a punch board that they created, and it's sold separately. So you don't need that punch board because we're creating these things with our Cricut. So this is what the package looks like when you get it. And these are reusable. So if you want to do like a spring arrangement, then get rid of the paper flower or just take them off, and then do a summer arrangement, a fall arrangement, even a winter arrangement. You can, you know, use the same pack of stems every season, okay? So let's put this aside. We're going to leave the long part of the stems in the package just while we do this. And we're going to take out, oops, here we go. So we're going to take out the middle pieces, the pieces that actually hold the flower in place. And that consists of these 3 pieces. Here it is. Okay. So here's like where the bud comes from. It sort of holds it in place. Oh, wonderful. So Lynn found these on another Amazon order. Oh no. So this piece here, it looks like a thumbtack. It actually goes through to this bud piece like this. And then the longer part of it goes onto the end. It's like a screw, like a regular old screw, and it screws up like this. And then when you get all your flowers done, you put them on the stems. So let me show you how to put the poppy together. Now, the thing is about the poppy is the hole is not terribly big for the poppy. So you have to expand it a little bit. And I do that using a pair of scissors. So, whoops, what am I doing? Okay, so move this over, Rita. All right, so I take my scissors and notice that the holes are pretty small in my centers. So I take a pair of scissors, just really rather gently, and just sort of coax this to be, I'm gonna twist it around a little bit and make it bigger. But you got to be real careful with this one because, again, like I said, it can very easily cut, rip, okay? But you just enough so that you're not going to be like jamming it on that piece, that mechanism, okay? So we've got our 2 pieces, and we're going to take this part, the part that has the screw part in it, and we're going to gently, ever so gently, poke through that first hole and then through very gently, okay, through the second hole. And you want to make sure that they are layered so you can see all 5 of the flowers. You see that? Flip it over. Take your little bud piece, put that on. That's important. It lends to the authentic nature of it. And then you take this long piece and you just screw it on. Don't put the stem on yet because we have to put the center of the flower in, and you'll just end up driving yourself crazy. Put the stem on at the end. Okay? Get it real tight there. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let me show you what you do with the stamen. It sits right in the middle there and it covers that green piece. We do need to put a little bit of glue. Be careful. I hope I have enough in there. Little tiny bit of glue. And carefully put that stamen in there. And that is it. Isn't that really fabulous? Oh, I mean, it looks so authentic to me. And you can change the color of the red. To me, this red was more authentic to the Memorial Day, but I've seen them, in, as I said, in like a deep, deep orange, like an amber, I don't know color, but just so pretty. And then of course you can go and you can make yourself, 10 of these if you wanted to, 10 of all the same one, and then you just put the stem on like this, and they're pretty long. So when I put them in a vase, I end up usually fold them like this. Okay. There are leaves that go with these flowers. I wanted to show you them, but unfortunately couldn't do that on the search engine today. But yes, it's very pretty. They look so beautiful, all whole bunches in there with a few stems, a few leaves. I don't like a lot of leaves on my flowers. Now, certainly you don't have to use this mechanism. You could just make these and, for instance, just glue them together. They don't even actually need to be kind of like what we did here, where we didn't put a stem on it. Or you could put on a stem. So they give you the option there. Let me show you also the daffodil. So that's our pretty poppy. I'm going to take off the stem so you can see it better. The daffodil is 4 pieces, and in this case I cut it out in, let's see, I cut it out all in this very cheery yellow, but I've seen some daffodils that are, where do you get the fine tip glue gun? This one here, it's not the best glue gun in the world, but I bought it at it was going out of business. We have a local craft shop, a local craft store that it is only in New England, called AC Moore, and that's where I got it, and it uses the smaller glue. I like it better than my big old clunky one, because it's so clunky, the other one. But it's not I wouldn't call it the best, and I honestly hate glue guns, so I'm probably not the best person to give you recommendations on where to buy glue guns or what the best one is. Maybe I could spend a little time thinking about that, and pick out a few recommendations that that I would go with, but glue guns are not my favorite thing in the world. So okay, so here's our daffodil. So we have these two, like the cup part, right? It's like a teacup, and then you've got the center, and I have seen centers be white, yellow, like an orangey color as well. That's okay, Missy. Super late. Well, we had technical difficulties this morning, Missy, with Cricut Design Space, and hopefully when I'm done with this video, I will be able to post the link to 3 flowers that I have manipulated to be able to be cut on the Joy or Explorer or Maker. So anybody who has a machine will be able to cut them, okay? So let's get back to the daffodils. So it consists of 4 pieces. This is the cone shape. And these are the 2 cups, and this is our stamen. So let's start working on these 2 cups. And you know me, I want to condition those flowers a little bit, and holding in the middle and using my little scraper. I'm just getting a little softness to the petals. Now, the way I've always seen daffodils is that, and actually did it wrong for this case, but the outer one sort of curls out, and the inner one kind of curls inish. So I don't want to put too much of an edge on it, but I want to just have it come in a little tiny bit. Okay, so there is the 2 outside pieces, and when we put them together, we're going to use this tab right here. Okay, and we're going to use our glue gun, and we're going to put the tab. Now, what I would do is put the tab on the inside, because on the outside, you won't be able to see the tab. So go ahead and put your you can do that if you want, but you're going to put your glue on the inside of that tab. I should say on the back of the tab, and you're going to affix it to the inside of the petals, and it creates that cup. And you'll see here in the middle, we've got a great big hole, which is good. Right? Front and back, great big hole. The second piece is the same thing. You could, technically, you could probably put this on the back and then you wouldn't see it because if it's on the back, it's facing that one. So let's do that. Ooh, I got some glue, burning my finger. Okay, so there's those two pieces. Now for the cup portion, the middle portion, we want to give it a little bit of character here, and so we're gonna kind of turn it. It's gonna turn into kind of like a, you know, a cup, a cone type of thing. You notice on here, there's two bottom tabs and then there's a side tab. So this side tab is going to go, or this is going to go around like this. And the bottom tabs are going to actually pop out like that, okay? So we're going to put the glue here. You know, it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to put the tab on the inside, that might work. It might hide the tab a little bit better. And make sure there's this one little piece here that's overlapping. Make sure that that is overlapping. Otherwise, it kind of looks a little funny. And these things could be sort of coaxed out a little tiny bit. Okay. And then the last piece, the innermost piece, just needs to be, and you can use your tweezers for this or use your fingers, but you're going to just twist it around, not terribly tightly, because you want it to be able to, you know, to see that. And then we're going to put a tiny bit of glue there. Okay. Use my tweezer so I won't burn my fingers. And you get the glue strings. Ugh, I hate those glue strings. Okay, so fluff them out a little bit. Okay? So to put this together, super simple. We have, this is that bottom one. This is going to be the top. And then this here, you see that? Where our little tabs are. You're going to put the tabs facing out and we're going to glue on the inside of that. So here goes our glue. We're going to center it over the hole. Right? And you don't need to glue these two pieces together. I don't think so. So we're going to take our little screw again. We're going to poke it through the hole, or guide it through the hole, I should say. Just poking out, and then the bottom piece, make sure, I think they need to be overlap, like not, you know, not together, overlapping, I think is the word. Okay, and then we put the bud piece in, or on, and then we take our neck part and screw it on. And you can play around with colors, because the next flower, the third flower I'm going to show you, which is the daisy. Yesterday I got it in my head that I would like it in a patterned paper, and I had just received my order from Cricut, and I found this really pretty patterned paper. So I want to show you what it looks like. You know, you don't have to do them in solid colors. That's okay that if you don't do them in the solid colors. Here we go. Right? And then the Stamens, the same thing as before, as with the poppy. Put a teeny tiny bit of glue on there. And ever so gently put it on the inside. Wait for it to catch. And that is a daffodil. Could use tacky glue. Can you buy them from, okay, so 2 questions we have. Could you use tacky glue instead of hot glue? I have not tried tacky glue. It's very possible if you like tacky glue. In my case, I do everything to avoid using a glue gun. They are not my friend. So if you all try tacky glue and it works, I will try it. Or I can just go online and get a bottle now and try it. But I have done these for years and I've always used the glue gun to achieve this. So I really don't know the answer to that. Then the second question is, where do you buy them from can you buy them from Michael's? I do not think these are available. They're at least not available in my Michael's, and that store's closed anyway, but they may be available online. I was just on the Michael's website this morning and they have a lot more there, including fabrics. So it's very possible that it is available on Michael's. So that's the answer to those questions. And Emmy, my little researcher Emmy is saying that Joanne's has them. So there you go, Teresa asking about where to get them. But Teresa's in Canada, so I'm not terribly sure if Canada is Joanne's part of Canada. I don't know. You got to find out for me. Okay, so the next one is the Gerber Daisy. I'm sorry I have such a hard time saying the name of the daisy, but and I didn't have time to cut out the stamens on this. But the Gerber Daisy consists of these 2 pieces that we glue together. I'm going to show you, and then it has 2 middle pieces like this. Super easy. So when I was playing around yesterday, I thought, I love this paper that I just got, and it's kind of cool because it's double-sided. So why don't we just do our daisy in this? I'm noticing I have, oh, here it is. No, okay. All right. So I'm trying to think if the daisy is, yeah. So, okay, so the daisy is really simple. So you have this one piece in there. There's actually 3 of them, but they're the exact same size. See? And they have a really open edge to it. And then there's the tab right here, okay? And we're going to glue the tab here. You actually don't have to fiddle with the petals for the daisy. So it might be a good one to start with if you're a little afraid of having to do that part. So let's see. We're going to put the glue on that little tab. And then we're going to make sure that it's attached, and it creates kind of a cup, a little slight edge to it. You see? Oh, I burned my finger. Right? So this is that. And the thing about the daisies are they're like kind of stacked on each other, and lots of leaves, but they're pretty straight, the leaves. So I thought, oh, let's do it in this pattern paper. And I can show you how to do it in this solid paper too. So simple. Sorry, off camera here. Just putting my glue. And all of the daisies I've seen, the Gerber daisies I've seen, have been like really bright pink or orange, so which is why I cut them out in this orange as well. So you've got these 3 larger pieces, and then you've got 3 smaller pieces. Whoop! Glue. 3 smaller pieces, which I don't know, I think I might like the inside being yellow, okay? So let's go ahead and put the glue on the tab, and be careful with that. This is where I end up burning myself a lot. Okay. Now, there is a little button, kind of like just a round stamen that goes on here, but I didn't cut it. I apologize. You're going to have to use your imagination for that. On the third one. Okay, so let's take our screw piece again. We're going to go in on the little pieces first because we want those to be inside edge. So let's put the little pieces first, slightly overlapping. And then the bigger pieces. And put the, let's grab that bud thing, put it on the bottom. Take that neck part and then put it here and twist. And then if you, and actually, you know, if you want to use the green and you don't want to put the stamen part in there, but I just didn't cut the stamen for this, but I kind of like the way that looks. It looks really kind of interesting. So we can put that also on a stem, and I can show you all 3 of them together. Do I have them all on the stem? So there's our Gerber Daisy. I didn't put the stem on our Daffodil, so. And again, all of these images come from a cartridge in Design Space called 3D Floral Home Decor. We couldn't show you this morning. I couldn't show you this morning because something's up with that image search engine, but normally it works fine. I don't know what's going on with it today, but they all come from here, and you will need to, when you grab these, you will need to resize them using that stacking method that we've done before. And if I can get back on the system, later on today I can show you how to do that. Okay, so tomorrow night, do you know what we are making? Yeah, I want to prepare everything beforehand. Okay, so tomorrow night, last night I went to bed thinking, what are we going to do Saturday night? And I have two choices. One, I was thinking that we would do a group of cards, box cards from SVG Cuts called Sun Valley box cards, and they include a lemonade stand, they include like an avocado, a car, like an off-road car. There's 5 of them. I don't know if we're going to get through all 5 of them. There's a rainbow one, and then a cactus one. They're so adorable. Okay, sorry, Mary Lou. So I was thinking about doing that, Lynn, or I wanted to also show you, because Lori Whitlock is having a sale, I was thinking about doing a bunch of her cards like we were going to do last week, but I think I'm leaning towards the SVG Cuts one because it's really a fabulous set. And I want to show you them, and I just want to make them. So if you guys don't mind, I will put the link for SVG Cuts in the description of the video, so you can go and click through. There aren't any sales that I know of. I haven't been on her site this morning, so it's not anything free or sales, but I think it costs $6.95 for this grouping, and it's really just a really fun grouping. And probably tomorrow night, rather than spending any time on like working with Design Space, I'll show you really quickly how to upload them as a group, like generally, and then we'll just spend most of the time assembling. I think that's the fun part. So is everybody okay with that for tomorrow? And yeah, or afterwards, yeah. Okay, love all the flowers, going to make the poppy into a pin. You can do that, certainly, and you can make it smaller as well. When you pull this in from Design Space, it comes in very, very small. So what I do is I ungroup it and do my stacking technique, and then I regroup it where all the pieces are sort of on top of each other, and then I size it. So if you're doing this for a Cricut Joy, you have to make sure that not any one of your pieces exceeds 4.25. That's not nearly as important on Explore or the Maker, which means you can make this really, really big, or you can make them really, really small. But with the Joy, remember that you have that issue of size, okay? And I think that's going to be it for today. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on, and I'm going to go and talk to the Cricut folks now after I get off. She wants, okay, so Susan was going to make the avocado box card tomorrow. So let's do that. It's called, and I will put the link in the description, so come back for it. But it's called Sun Valley Box Cards, and it's at svgcuts.com. Okay? And I hope you'll try these flowers. I apologize again, but these really are fun. I've made the poppies so many years, and the daffodils, and actually they last so long, and if you're going to reuse your stems, you will need to because I don't know if this will come off all that well, but you could in theory take these off the stems and store them in like a zippy bag, and then use the stems for next time, and then you have a place to store your daffodil or your poppy heads or whatever you want to do. So, okay. I know, Teresa, the chat, they're really having a hard time over there. And not only, they just seems like they've had problem after problem in Utah. And yesterday it was the power went out. I've tried doing chat too, and I cannot get through. I've waited with chat and like 2 hours. So I would just kind of cut them some slack. I did get my order. So people who have placed orders and are waiting for them, they are processing, and they are still saying at least 2 weeks out. So if you guys have an order and you're worried about it coming, give it a little more time. It's not that it's not in, it's that they're just having trouble with fulfillment right now. Okay? All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to get to work on tomorrow night, and also to put all the links and everything in this description. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and Saturday too. And then we'll see you again at 7 p.m. for Cricut Date Night. I'm so excited because we had to miss last week, so I hope that we get a lot of people, and even if we just get a handful, that's all that's important to me. So thanks so much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine if it's there for you, okay? Oh, yes. Thank you, Shelley. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Goodbye.